When the ammo runs out, hand-forged steel will reign supreme. After it hits the fan, you're gonna need to keep your axe sharp to cut wood, to keep your house warm, and you're gonna wanna keep an edge on your blades that will make marauders think twice. Today on the channel, we have the Canadian knife maker showing us how to use one of the best multi-purpose sharpening systems for all your survival tools. I have a feeling this is gonna be a great learning experience, and we'll probably get to hack a bunch of stuff up as well. So let's get to it. All right, man, thanks for coming out. This is Darren. He's not only a knife maker, but you're also now a fur maker, because we connected you with Fernand, the fur guy, and you're now gonna be making the mitts.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna be making the mitts and the hats.
And the hats?
On behalf of King Furs. So I'm pretty much the apprentice of
the Padawan.
Yeah, Padawan of Fernand, the fur guy. Yeah, that's what he likes to call me.
You're a knife maker by trade, and that's why we brought you here to show us how to use this machine here today, this water-cooled sharpening system. It's a Tormek T4. This is the bushcraft variant. These are the ones that we have in stock right now. It's pretty much the same machine as this, but it's a different color, and I believe you get a different assortment of jigs.
Well, it's green camouflage, so
yes.
You lose it in the woods.
So you could use it and nobody's gonna be able to see you. We also have a variety of different jigs. So we pretty much have a jig for every possible job. Before we start, I wanna show people, you gave me this knife, and I was like, I couldn't believe that you were gonna give me this knife. This is a handmade Rambo Bowie knife. This thing is an absolute monstrosity.
It's actually called a Rambowie.
Rambowie.
Yeah.
Okay. It makes me want the apocalypse to come so I can try it out.
You feel powerful when you get that in your hand.
You do. It's like the He-Man sword or something. You know, he grabs it and he transforms into something else. In response to that, of course, there's a tradition, I guess, that I have to give you a coin.
Oh.
So I'm going to be giving you this silver coin. I don't know how much it's worth. Maybe it'll be worth a lot someday. But,
thank you.
But I also want to give you something else as well. These are 2 10-ounce bars of silver.
What?
So I'd like you to, I don't know, maybe you'll be able to smelt that into something. Maybe you'll be able to make something out of this.
I'm definitely able to make a guard out of it.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
The steel I use for these knives, like there's a lot of better steel to use for knives, but this one is CPM 154 stainless steel. So it's pretty much made with mad scientists over crucible, adding some of this, some of that,
yeah.
And they make bars out of it. And then I draw my design on it. I cut it, I make the teeth, and I grind it so to make into the shape that you see here. I've been taught by a guy who learned how to make knives with the maker of the knife in the First Blood movie.
Wait a minute, the guy who made the knife for the Rambo movie?
Taught the guy who taught me.
Okay. Okay, well that's close enough. That's
close
2 degrees of
enough.
separation. So you're 2 degrees of separation from Stallone, is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Hope he sees that knife. I call it the Rambowie knife because it's a mix between, obviously, the shape of a Bowie and the shape of the Rambo knife. And the first ever Bowie knife that was ever made had a coffin-shaped handle. So I introduced that in this knife with the coffin-shaped guard. This is a bronze guard. I made it from 75% copper and 25% tin. That's box elder burl, stabilized and dyed handle that I got from Rob's Wildwood on Instagram. This knife is a few years old already.
Yeah.
You see it's not super sharp.
Yeah.
Because I've been cutting trees, smashing it into the ground, some rocks and stuff.
Looks just like new.
Yeah. It's got the perfect balance so you don't get fatigued when you use it too.
Yeah.
This design is like, I've been working on it for more than 8 years.
So where can they get more information on that knife? Okay.
So it's a Canadian_knife maker, and you can reach me there directly, like through DMs and stuff.
First we gotta get this machine ready to go. We have to prime the machine with water.
Yes. So basically you have to soak the wheel completely. It has to be completely soaked with water. And apparently out of the box they're not through, so you need to use the grinding stone to make it perfectly flat with the right angle.
You almost
So
have to look down.
we'll fill the water and until it kind of seeps down a bit, and then we're gonna turn this 180 degrees so the water goes down at the same time as it's soaking up water. So you see the water is
Yeah, it's already starting to.
So you do that a couple times, like 180 degrees. That way, if you go back here, you're gonna see the water. So when you fill it, you try not to put water right on the center because that's kind of your gauge. It's starting to be full. You see on the inside here, starting to be all soaked. So I don't know what's the science behind this, but when the stone is dry, it just breaks down into dust.
Crumbles.
Yeah. You see, you used it before.
Yeah.
It was only grinding in that spot. And that spot is lower, higher, lower, and both sides are kind of lower than the middle. So what you want to do is make it straight.
Yeah.
But there's no jig for this, so you kind of have to eyeball it, and you're gonna feel it when it's kind of being touching all the way. So all the marks you made is gonna serve as a gauge. You put down a fair amount of pressure, and not too much to break the machine, but the problem with the wheel when it's not straight, like you can't go right at the edge of your sharpening.
I see what you mean. Yeah, it has to be consistent. It's looking a lot cleaner already.
You want to turn off the machine because the water makes it look uneven. So right now we see all that is straight from here to here. It's now taking longer and longer because you have more area to grind, but we're almost there. So I'm going side to side to speed up the process a bit.
Yeah.
So right now, because of the surface of the grinding stone here, like what you have is the coarse finish on the grinding stone.
Right.
So that's perfect when you have a like fully dull knife, almost no edge on it. You can rebuild the edge. The fine is for kind of polishing. Well, it's going to bring it to maybe 200, 400 grit with that side.
And then the leather is more for honing. That's even a finer polish, right?
Yeah, that's a finer polish.
So should we put that stuff on there?
Oh yeah, we should do this right now.
All right.
So this is pretty dry out of the box.
Yeah.
So if you try to polish with that, it's just going to make dust. Oh, fuck.
Oh. Well, when I see them do it, they actually have it spinning. They have it.
The way I prefer to do it is make sure like every spot is full.
You're the expert, so.
Well, it could be faster to do it while it's spinning, but I don't want to like catch my finger in there or just like, I want it perfect. So that's pretty good. Yeah. So after when we're ready, the surface, we have to wait like it's drinking oil. So this is pretty much an abrasive paste. It's a really fine grit. Yeah. So you can pretty much achieve a mirror polish with that if you're patient enough. Okay. Put some in there.
It's one thing I lack, but.
Some patience?
Yeah. There's an old saying, if you want to do something quickly, slow down.
All right, so right now we're pretty much ready to go, but we need to put some clean water because there's all the filings from the stone in there.
Okay, so I will do that.
Not too much because it's gonna get out.
Oh yeah, right.
The bigger models have the magnet, neodymium magnet to put on there, so it keeps the water clean. All the filings go in there, and then when you clean it, it stays.
It's all in one part.
Yeah. The first thing we have to determine what size of wheel this is. So we know because it's written on the papers there that that's a 10-inch wheel. Yeah. What you're given with this machine is a angle set. So this adjustment here is pretty much the size of the wheel that you're going to use. So this one goes from 6 to 10.
150 millimeters is 6 inches. 250 is 10 inches.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is the 10-inch model. Yeah. So it will you start at 10-inch. Okay. Because it's a grinding stone, it's going to get smaller and smaller as you're grinding and dressing it and all that stuff.
Yeah. So you have to periodically measure this stone to be in accordance with that.
Exactly, to match it with that. That's only if you want to be extremely accurate with your angles. This is pretty much new, so we're going to put it, well, we'd rest it a bit, so just a hair. under 10 inch. This one here, so we determine this knife. Yeah, it looks like between 40 and 20.
Okay.
So we're gonna set it real quick to maybe 25.
So that's the angle of the grind.
Yeah, pretty much the secondary edge that we're gonna put. So for a big knife like this, you need the big knife jig.
Need the big jig.
The big jig, that one right here. So again, you try to put it perfectly perpendicular to the knife. Tighten the small one on front and then the big one in the back. That's gonna make it stiff right here. So I'm putting the place where the edge starts to go up towards that here. So now I'm gonna figure out the angle. Needs to go up. Yeah, I just want to put back the same edge I had right here.
Yeah.
This is perfect. So that's a perfectly set angle there for the shape of the knife. So we're gonna turn this on. Make sure this doesn't turn on us. Right here. Just start.
Everything's got to be sturdy. This is an art. It's an art to sharpening knives.
You see here, because I hit some other steel, I got some big chunks there that I have to grind through. So we can see right now that the angle is pretty good. So we just need to do a couple of longer passes there. Putting a lot of pressure, but not too much, so I don't stop the wheel.
Rambo would be proud of you, man.
Using all the surface of the stone.
You can tell that you made this knife the way you sharpen it.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell you're very familiar with
I made a lot of those.
feeling in your hand and stuff.
See, I'm all the way to the edge right now. So this went pretty fast. There's still a bit of a ding there. We're gonna try to get it from the other side. Do the same thing. And we're gonna try to leave you with a razor sharp edge on your knife here.
Keeps the grinding stones. Looks sick though.
So you can feel the burr all the way here. It's missing some sharpening right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a bit more right here. You don't have to go all the way through, except for just removing some of the markings that the wheel is doing. So putting more pressure where I want the burr to appear.
That's like a bend.
Yes, exactly.
For the kindergartens up there.
So that's ready to strop. And when you're stropping, you're doing the opposite of grinding like this.
Yeah,
you go
going
on
away.
this side. Yeah. So you want to polish the burr off of the knife. This is good enough to cut paper, but it should work. Let's try this.
Almost. That's pretty good. Get that? This is gonna be messy. That's what she said. Not bad. Do you have an ex-husband? Okay, well think of him when you're cutting this in half. Okay, ready? Ouch! Hurt just looking like it. Bravo. Good job.
Good job.
All right, think about something that makes you angry. Not me.
Forget our paycheck again.
Yeah. Nice. That's a good reaction. How about this?
Throwing this at you?
It worked.
Really? Yeah, it worked.
What a mess.
Who's gonna clean that?
I gotta call the cleaning ladies. This is one of our most popular axes. This is the Hultafors Agdor. So I'm gonna sign this, we're gonna sharpen it, and then we're gonna sell it for like 10 times the price. Just kidding. But the first person who orders a Hultafors is gonna get a signed Agdor with a fresh sharpened edge from our resident coureur de bois. But we're gonna make it sharp.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do this. I'm gonna make some noise here. That has to be snug in there.
Yeah.
You see here, that's almost like perfect. A perfect angle for this.
Okay.
Straight, but
It's definitely some motor skills required with
yeah,
this.
you won't be able to do that your first time, I think. Oh, I've been using the Tormek for a while, so I know how to use it.
Yeah.
You see, we've been all the way through, and I've just put a secondary edge on this.
Yeah.
So I need to go to the tip here and here. It's a bit hard with that jig. I'm just gonna freehand it while I'm right here. So using all the surface of the stone.
So you're evenly breaking down the stone.
Yeah, that way you don't have to dress it as often.
Right.
Normally you're not trying to make razors with axe, so you don't go that much into it. Starting to get a burr here, so just another pass, and then we'll go on to the other side.
That looks freaking sharp, dude.
So right now I can feel the burr all the way here, so we need to polish the burr off on the stropping wheel. So again, I'm just gonna freehand it. So you see, you don't have to spend that much time on the stropping wheel. It works really well. Well, we're not using the machine the way it's supposed to be used to for that, but
We're unorthodox, that's for sure.
it's starting to get sharp. So again, if I try to shave with that, it should be able to shave.
You're gonna have no hair by the time this is
So you see that's pretty
good.
that's pretty sharp. I even cut myself there.
For an axe? Oh, you just cut yourself.
Yeah.
Shit.
I didn't even feel it, so.
So it must be sharp. Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
you know when it's sharp. You cut yourself, you don't feel it. For an axe, you know what?
You don't need much more than that for
I'm
an
not
axe.
gonna complain. That's pretty sick, man. Awesome. Well, okay guys, so the first one who orders this, you're getting this signed by me and the Canadian knife maker. Okay, well, I want to thank you for coming out, showing us how to use this machine. And if you guys want to get this axe signed by the Canadian knife maker, Canadian Prepper, be the first to place an order after this video. I got my beaver mitts, and you also make these, what would you call this?
Bushcraft hoodies.
Bushcraft hoodie. So this is wool, and we got the rabbit fur on the inside of this thing. You can get your Bushcraft Tormek sharpener, you get your Bushcraft hoodie, you get your Rambowie, you get your axe, you're good to go.
Pretty much set up.
And I want to thank you for coming out. Check out Instagram, hit up the Canadian knife maker if you want one of these custom made Rambowie knives.
There's a bit of a lead time, but these take time to make.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and go check out the Canadian knife maker on Instagram. Thanks for watching. Canadian Prepper out.
The best way to support this channel is to support yourself by gearing up at CanadianPreparedness.com, where you'll find high-quality survival gear at the best prices, no junk, and no gimmicks. Use discount code PREPPINGGEAR for 10% off. Don't forget, the strong survive, but the prepared thrive. Stay safe.